Honey, bonjour. My name is Ashley Manitwabi, and we are going live here at the Bajamajig Creation Center. And we'll be doing another podcast recording of Between Two Balls. So we'll be getting started momentarily. Or if you're watching live now, we'll be doing this tomorrow also with a few more guests, and then next week we'll be doing interviews with guests. And all the guests that I'll be interviewing are part of the 6 Foot Festival next week. And I'm hoping to see everybody there September 26th and 27th. The first day is 9 a.m. till 9 p.m., 12 hours of art installations. There's going to be all kinds of activities happening, music, workshops, food. Everybody loves food, so yeah, you'll probably make it for that for sure. We're gonna have some special local food coming on that day. And then Saturday, same thing, but it'll be 9 to 3 p.m. on the 27th. So we'll just get started pretty soon. Are you almost ready? Everything looks good. Volume looks good. Camera looks good. So got anybody? Not yet. Come on, guys. Better share this thing. Yeah, share it away. Don't be shy. And make sure you comment, and the more interaction, the more better we get. So this is going to be our fourth round right here to doing the podcast of Between Two Balls. All right. I better turn off that notification, eh? Put that away. Is yours off? You're silent?
Yeah.
And all your guys' phones are silent? All right. We'll start this podcast in 5, 4.
You've just tuned into Between Two Balls, the show where random rules the game. One ball gives the emotion, the other reveals the character. Imagine being a joyful little robot, sad like a superhero, or angry like a pirate. Arr! Two draws, infinity stories. This is the only show that's powered by bingo balls, and anything can happen.
Honey, my name's Ashley Manitwabi, your host for Between Two Balls, the only show powered by bingo balls. We have a special guest on this episode 4, Gino Caccioti, who lives on Manitoulin Island and does a lot of great things, and we're going to be interviewing him on this episode. So, Gino, how's it been going? How's your morning been going so far?
So far, so good.
Yeah, I know. You mentioned something that you were doing this morning.
Yeah.
You caught something in the live trap.
I had to shoot a skunk.
You had to shoot a skunk.
Yeah, I shot a skunk. I didn't intend on catching the skunk in the live trap.
Oh, okay.
It was meant for something else, right? Actually, it was meant for a groundhog.
A groundhog.
Believe it or not. And the bait wasn't even for it. I think it just walked into the trap and then sprayed my dog, of course. So I shot it.
So is your dog okay?
The dog's okay. I mean, it got it before, but she's still outside right now.
Oh,
She's
okay.
got to stay outside, right? It smells too bad.
Oh, okay. So how do you deal with that? You have to wash the dog, or?
No, I don't. I mean, I use that peroxide as well sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Some people use tomato juice. I don't use tomato juice because it's too expensive as far as I'm concerned. Peroxide, baking soda, a little bit of dish soap, and you mix them together and you just kind of, I use a watering can and I water it on the dog.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's holding the dog and then you rinse it off, and I tell you, it works.
Oh, okay.
It really does work. So,
I used vinegar, apple cider vinegar.
yeah, that works too.
It happened to my wife. At night, she was going to go outside and take the garbage.
Yeah.
And then she went around the vehicle,
What?
sprayed.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah,
She
cider
came in,
vinegar.
you ever stink? There was a skunk, and it just sprayed me. Okay, here. I said, I'm just trying to think, how could we wash this off? Here, apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Just put some on you and wash.
Yeah.
I didn't know what
to.
I didn't know what to use.
Yeah. Well, acid, it'll help. It'll help to just cut that. It's a bit greasy, that stuff.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh,
spray.
the
It's a little
spray,
bit. Yeah, it's a bit oily. I find. Like if you look at it, even when you're skinning a skunk, you can skin them, right? But that stuff's a bit greasy
Oh, okay, yeah.
if you get it on you.
I
Yeah.
would wear gloves or
Underwater, they say, is the best.
underwater.
Yeah. When I watched the guy do it, he was doing it underwater.
Yeah, that's really clever.
Yeah.
That's
Under a pail
that
of-
makes sense.
And that skunk had already sprayed, so the whole room smelled as it was.
Yeah.
But he did it underwater. Yeah, because there's scent glands in there too.
Yeah.
You know, if you hit those, you're back into it all over again.
Yeah.
So once is enough, right? It's strong.
Yeah. So so Gino, just wanna get the audience to know you a little bit more on what you do, and just share a little bit about that, who you are.
What do I do?
You're Italian.
Yeah, I'm actually, that's right. I'm a first generation Canadian. My dad was born in Italy. My mother was born in Quebec. So I guess technically they were both immigrants. And we just grew up simply. What I learned from growing up. And I mean, in the world around and the life, everything that happens for a reason. But you never know what's going to happen to you. But I basically just do what I've always been doing, which is the same thing, like I was saying earlier, and that's just moving forward. Moving forward, and if it's a new idea, then we move forward with it. And if they're old ideas and they've come to light again, then we move forward with them too. So that's really what I do. What do? I try not to look back too much, and I just stay looking forward at the next challenge, the next project, the next hurdle, right? What am I going to do with my dog when I get home?
Yeah.
That's my next challenge, right? Hopefully the dog's still around, right? So, and then the next challenge after that, I'd say probably getting rid of that skunk.
Okay. Are you gonna eat it or?
No, but I might skin it. I mean, who knows? Depends. We'll see what the condition of the skin is.
Okay.
I shot it, I
Yeah.
had to shoot it in the cage there, so
Maybe you could bring it in, skin it.
gladly.
So I know we have Dan Morielli doing
Get
rawhide
him to
tanning.
skin it.
Yeah.
I'll stick to the food, to making the dough.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I know
but
you
that's
could eat it. I don't know. Have you ever eaten skunk before?
no, I haven't eaten it. But what's his name there? Greg Young was skinning skunks for a while,
Yeah.
and he was eating them. Yeah.
Okay.
He seemed to think that they were edible. I know they are. I mean, it's as long as you keep the scent glands away, right? It's like a beaver. If you eat a beaver, if you cut into the scent glands, it's going to smell like castor, no matter what you do to the thing, because it's all over the place, right? It's just like the scent glands on the skunk too. If you cut into them, it's going to smell. The meat's separate.
Yeah.
I mean, dogs eat them all the time when they're dead. Doesn't seem to bother them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a challenge.
Yeah, that is a challenge. But
Off the
if you
skunk,
told
though.
me you're gonna feed me skunk, I don't think I would eat it.
What if I
I'd
wrapped
probably
it?
have like a different mindset, But if you didn't tell me and you said, "Oh, here's some stir fry," or "Here's some fancy venison on the pizza,"
Yeah. Well, a woman
I'd
did.
probably eat it.
A lady told me how to prepare skunk one time, but I don't know if they had ever eaten it. She said basically you skin it, gut it, right? You gut it, clean it out really good, get rid of those scent glands. And you stuff it with horse shit, and you sew it up.
Really?
Yeah. Then you bake it, right? Whatever you want, onions, all that stuff. Do whatever you have to do. When it's fully done, you take it out of the oven and you throw the skunk away and you eat the horse shit. That's what she told me.
Oh my God, eh?
Yeah. So, but we'll stick to the dough, stick to making bread and
Yeah,
pastries
yeah.
and that.
So what have you been doing these days? Like I know you do a lot of different things. You live like a homesteading lifestyle where you don't have hydro.
No.
You're kind of
No.
like off grid.
Off grid, we're on our own grid. We have our own grid that we've set up over the years. and lots of wood heat, lots of wood fire, lots of wood,
And constantly chopping wood.
lots of wood. Yeah, I like it. Keeps me moving forward. It keeps me moving and thinking, what is next? You know, what am I cutting this wood for? It's not for now. It's for then, right? So
You're always working for the future.
always
moving
thinking ahead,
forward,
man.
yeah,
You got to, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, my dad's 94.
94.
Yeah,
Is
it's
he
going to be
coming-
95.
Is he coming around anytime
Oh
soon?
yeah, he'll be right. Well, he needs a driver now because he
Oh, okay.
doesn't have his license anymore.
Oh, and he got disconnected from.
Yeah, he gave it up.
Oh, he gave it up.
Yeah, he voluntarily gave it up.
Well, you have to kind of write a license every year after a certain age,
Yeah.
like 80 or something.
I think he said there's too much of a, it's too much responsibility to have a vehicle at 94 years old, right? He's doing good, but he doesn't want to spend his time driving around.
Yeah.
It takes him twice as long to get out of the driveway than it did a year ago,
Yeah.
you know? So I'd hate to see him try and get back in the driveway because he needs somebody there to direct him, you know?
Yeah. And he kind of does lots of gardening and stuff like that also.
Lots
or-
of it, man,
Yeah.
lots. He's still in the garden every day. Spends lots of time in the garden. Prepares all the vegetables in the fall. You know, he cans them. He roasts them. He cooks them. He does whatever he has to do to them to get them down. You know, get them in the freezer, in the jar, in the cupboard.
Yeah, I still remember doing the pruning workshop there
Yeah.
in the vineyard,
That's
or
right.
your grapevine by your
Yeah,
outdoor kitchen there.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, he's kind of he's kind of like no. It's like joking around.
Yeah. But you know, that's the way we grew up,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, that's the way he grew up. He showed us that, and I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. We just stayed sort of low key like that, and just did our own thing, you know, for a long time.
Yeah, so I had ever since I had grapes, and every spring, you could see the little grapes coming out,
Yeah,
like lots of them.
yeah,
But then, like a few weeks later, there's nothing. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Is the
the grapes themselves, the little tiny
yeah?
grapes
Am
themselves?
I should I be pruning that?
No, are they laying low or are they high?
They're like higher on the ground,
Okay, so
like they're in the higher part of on
Yeah.
top of the hill of my house. So
but some birds that aren't that discriminating between if it's ripe or not, lots of them will eat the little tiny green ones just because they're little green things, right? They're
Yeah.
like seeds. There's birds out there that eat all kinds of little green berries all the time. We don't think of it, you know, but it's likely birds that are doing that.
wow,
Yeah, because it's springtime, right? So they're hungry too.
yeah.
So I would think that they're going for anything that's coming out.
Yeah, so I had them for many years, but I haven't celebrated my fruit of labor yet.
No, a good thing to do is to just take every spring. I don't prune in the fall anymore. I gave that up.
Yeah.
I start pruning in the spring. If you prune in the fall, there's one way to do it. You prune everything down to the main vine, and do this for yourself. Take the main vine and coil it up like a rope and put it on the ground and cover it with straw. Okay, so in the spring, you string your vine out again and it'll start up again nice.
Yeah, so these are probably like 30 feet long or longer.
Yeah, cut them back to about 12 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then start again. Because the longer it goes, I mean, the more energy's gone into the run of it
Yeah.
rather than the rise of it, you know. You want to cut them off so that they start bushing out.
Yeah, so it's more like ornamental right now than.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice too, but I mean, you can coil those vines in the fall. But if you prune in the spring, you'd have to prune in the spring and immediately put them up. And they'll start sprouting. Once they start sprouting, take the ends of those off and cut them again. And put those ends that you are sprouting in somewhere where you can propagate them.
Yeah.
And then you'll have more of the good stuff.
Yeah, that was my thoughts
Be-
this year, is doing more propagation.
Yeah.
And,
But before bud break is the
'cause,
way to
I
do it.
remember your dad was saying, because there was a question where, hey, could we replant these things that we're pruning off? So yeah. I was like, well, what do? You just put them in the ground.
Yeah.
If they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't.
That's his logic, man. That's his philosophy, you know.
Yeah.
He knows a bit about grapes too. I mean, his family they were vineyard operators. They weren't vintners. They didn't make wine. they grew grapes, and it was an appointment. Like it was a federal thing. The government said, you're going to grow grapes, and you're going to grow this much. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Right? It was a dictatorship back then. So that's what he did. He was raised growing grapes, really, and raising sheep, until, into and passed through the Second World War.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was built before the TV.
Before the TV.
Yeah.
Before the TV times. And
Cars and TV, yeah.
94 years old.
That's right. 100 years, pretty good, man.
Wow.
Hope that happens for us.
Yeah, hopefully you'll live long too.
Yeah, I hope so. Might get hit by a car leaving here. You never know. The way they drive here.
Yeah, it's like downtown
Yeah,
cities. So
yeah. But I mean, ideally, that's just like getting back to that original question. That's how we grew up. We just grew up. I think my parents probably didn't know anything or any better. They just did what they had to do to survive. Probably wanted to do something different, something more, but never really did. Life gets in the way. And I just learned their survival mode. Right? They were in survival mode. That's what I learned.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just thought everybody grew up that way.
So there's different ways of thinking about survival mode because I think about survival mode as there's you need a safe shelter, clean water, clean air, and good food. And usually people are in survival mode. They're just trying to find what they could eat.
Yeah.
It's mostly like the food, and sometimes that's what they're worrying about, right?
Yeah, I think that's where it was born from too. Most of that was, a garden was a subsistence back in those days. I mean, these days, if the garden doesn't grow, we're not going to die. We're not going to. It's not like we can't afford the vegetables or whatever it is, right? It's just that it was a thing more for them, and it wasn't a garden to say. I'll tell you, I can remember the way the garden grew. All right, it was one big long row of tomatoes. There was no yard, eh? One long row of tomatoes, one big long row of beans. You know those long flat beans that I was showing you?
Yeah.
Of those, and a few staples. Some leaves. I don't even know if they were weeds or what they were, but we ate them.
Yeah.
Whatever, and it didn't matter because even beside, we had no grass, but there was dandelions all over the place, and we ate those too, and they were in the ditch. So I don't know if that was the garden or if it was the ditch.
Yeah.
Right? But it was green, and we ate it, everything.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have much good soil where we lived. We lived pretty well right under the super stack in Sudbury.
Wow.
That's where I grew up, in Sudbury, right? So the yards were company houses to begin with. So they had provided their own materials and their backfill materials, and it was all slag. That blast furnace iron ore slag that they produce as a surplus, as an excess. And that's what they used to backfill with. So there was no such thing as soil, boy. It was just that black
It's like brown
chemical
fields,
stuff.
is that what you call it? So you
Well,
have to
the
kinda
yards
grow.
their yards would rust every spring.
Why?
Everybody's yard would turn to rust because there was still lots of iron ore left in that slag.
Wow.
Yeah, that was volatile stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of those dandelions, do you still harvest dandelions?
I do. I just harvested a bunch this spring,
Yeah.
and the roots are interesting too because they'll go. Dandelion roots, you can never kill them, right? The tap roots on them they're amazing, But the roots will store energy. There's a lot of energy stored up in the root, for future use, right?
Yeah.
That root is thinking about the future.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't know its future, but they're doing it anyway. And that's a good example, right? I mean, I picked the dandelion roots.
To learn from the plant.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's got a lot in it. I did do a lot of dandelions, and some drying of the root. You can roast the roots as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you say moving forward. Have you ever moved forward in doing more dandelion workshops after the last one 10 years ago you did with me?
Well, we do them once a week at my house just because I got to
just
eat
harvest
dinner,
them.
right?
Yeah.
It's a workshop every week to get my kids to go pick them.
Yeah.
I got to teach them every week how to do it. They seem to forget.
Okay.
So it's a weekly info session.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everything's a weekly info session at my house.
Yeah.
So yeah, daily reminders,
Yeah.
hourly
I
reminders.
can relate to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got lots.
I like though that my children they're curious on what's underground.
Yeah,
'Cause the potatoes or carrots, it's like I want to go see.
yeah, they want to see it. Eh?
Yeah, they want to see what's there. Like it's like opening up a package or something to see what's revealed or something.
Yeah,
But off the land, so they look forward to that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like, hey, let's go do it.
Good.
Okay. Then we kind of we don't do the whole thing. We just do a little bit every day. And
yeah.
yeah, so
But
like
nice for them
get
to
into
see
it,
that, though.
Yeah,
You know, even just to see maybe nothing grows. You know, you try it and then you learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, it's like over small
Yeah.
carrot,
Absolutely. Yeah.
never big.
Yeah. Did you grow carrots?
Yeah. I like growing carrots. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I like doing those harvests,
Yeah.
soups and stews. Yeah, around this time. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I love. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I forgot though. I forgot how to cook the potatoes and carrots when they're so fresh.
Why?
I
Too mushy.
overcooked them.
Yeah. Yeah, we're used to cooking winter stuff. eh?
yeah.
Storage. Yeah, we get a lot of that.
Yeah.
Storage.
Doesn't take long to cook fresh
No.
produce.
No. That was always, my mom stayed out of that work. You know, that was always
yeah?
my dad's job. Well, my mother worked. She was a baker.
Okay.
She baked, so she was never home. My dad was home. I mean, he was a shift worker, so he was, you know, he worked his shift, and then during the day or his hours off, he was at home and he was doing that stuff with us. But my mother was out; she was working during the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
We-
learned a few techniques from your mother.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah?
Well, we went to visit her. If I wanted to see my mom, I had to go to the bakery.
Oh my.
And if you went there, of course, my brother and my sisters never wanted to go because as soon as they went, that means you're employed, right?
Oh.
You got a job to do. So I don't know. I didn't have any place else to hang out, and I was the youngest in my family, so I always hung out at the bakery. You know, and that's pretty well how we got into it, I suppose. My mother baked. She baked from the time she was a girl.
Wow.
Actually, she was 13 when she left school, and she went to work for Canada Bread in Ottawa. That's where she's from. She's from Quebec, but you know, Ottawa was the big city, and so she went to work at Canada Bread there for many years, and worked there. My whole family's into baking, really. You know, now that I think of it, you know, my aunt was the head baker at Cacciotti's there forever, on Lawrence Street. You know,
Sudbury.
Caccioti. It's now Weston's or Wonder Bread or
Wonder
something
Bread.
like
Oh yeah.
that. Something there, yeah. But it was called Cacciotti's.
So
way
there's
back.
there's a culture of Italians in Sudbury.
There's a big culture of Italians, yeah. I mean, and my mother, again, she was a baker, but she was Quebecoise. My mother, she was French Canadian,
Okay.
right? So she didn't. I mean, she didn't really think about it. And back then, you wouldn't have thought about it, but the cultures are very similar, right? Their cultures, they're land-based cultures. The both of them were, and you know, we're going back to both of my folks. Like they're, you know, my dad's 94. My mother passed away young, but these were Depression era people who grew up during the Depression, you know, or just after that, and exactly felt the effects of that. So, man, if I tell you that, you know, most of the sewing on my jeans when I was a kid was hemmed with used dental floss as thread, you know, or washing tin foil and hanging it on the line. Right? It's what they used to do, that kind of stuff. So I know we're jumping around and all that too, but getting back to
not really jumping around. It's just like getting to know your kind of the stuff that you know and that you experience is I think the reason why I'm always here to listening to your stories because you have things that where we want to acknowledge I guess ways of thinking that where you're using resources, what kind of resources do you have around you, and then use them.
Yeah.
So we did the reduce, reuse, recycle.
That's right.
And we're still thinking about it, and we always get new people coming in here who haven't experienced that before. So we want to give them that opportunity to
Yeah.
to know that there's resources around there. And one line quote you'd always say, if you want something, it's already bought. You just have to go find it.
That's right. That's what they used to tell me all the time. I used to say to my dad, Dad, I got to go make some money. I got to make some money. He'd say, you don't have to make money. The money's already been made. Okay?
Yeah.
You just have to go get it. That's
Yeah.
what he would say to me. Yeah. He would say that and many things too, but I mean, you know, lots of things I can't repeat
Okay.
what
Yeah.
he said to me here.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Mostly it was the things I can't repeat.
Yeah.
He just said, he did say a few choice things to me when I was younger, you know. But that's just how, like I said, it's the resource, getting back to being resourceful. Yeah, man.
Yeah, because even like another different thing was your insurance policy. Remember that one?
Exactly. And it still is my insurance policy. It's my community.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that is my insurance policy. That's a no-fail insurance for sure.
Yeah.
You know, you have to brace yourself, right? You got to set yourself up for how you want to live. Doing something, doing anything, even doing the wrong thing is better than just doing nothing at all. You know, moving forward, I guess, is what it's all about. You know, you could dwell on the past. You know, I think about the past a lot. If I didn't think of the past, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing
Yeah.
because it's all the past. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't dwell on it.
Right.
You know, and I try not to be too selective about it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Gino, for sharing there with our get to know Gino a little bit and his family as Italian, part of his culture, and all the resources that and experience that he has is something that I think can bring reminders to people that to be, I guess, humble about what you're doing in life, because there's many things in there. We don't have to be spoiled or anything. We should use our hands, right? And use our head right and move forward. I think is really good. We're gonna start this next segment about Between Two Balls. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna have a little introduction happen, and then we're gonna get started.
And now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Between two balls. Here's how it works. We'll pick one ball with an emotion and one ball with a character. Then Ashley will become that emotional character and the interview keeps rolling. Let's...
All right, let's shuffle up those balls. Bingo caller, give us a ball.
62.
What?
62.
That's not old 62.
Oh, 72. That's where I was going. 72. Under the emotion, lazy.
Lazy. All right, give us another ball.
G59. Under the character, mad inventor.
What?
Mad inventor.
Mad inventor. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Sorry. So, on this next segment, I'm going to have to act like a lazy, mad inventor while I'm communicating with Gino. So, I have a few questions that I'm going to ask him in that character. So, don't take this to heart, Gino. This is just all fun. Whatever comes out of me, yeah, just play with it and let's see where this goes.
That's good.
All right, so
I'm ready.
again, lazy, mad inventor. All right, you can put it on me now. So, you know, many times I have created tools from the land. And it's just not me making them, it's the birds making them, and the deers, and the cows, and even the people make it for me. And what I also do is I also get them to create it for me, as I like to just relax and have a cup of tea. We have Gino here with us, and Gino, I want to ask you a few questions about your inventions, of some of the inventions you have, and what kind of advice you have about your strength and your gift that people might not notice you have.
My gifts and my strengths.
Yes.
Oh man, got a pretty good memory.
That's pretty good, because
Memory for details. Yeah.
I always get constant reminders by my wife, and she
Yeah.
tells me what I'm supposed to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another question: what does your typical day look like for you right now?
Oh, a typical day. Start about 5:15. Make sure the water gets hot for everybody, and toast, coffee, school bus, drive away, dog, shit in the house, lunch.
Okay, that's too much for me. That's too much for my brain, and that just seems like some stuff that I haven't really think about myself. Actually, I usually get the wife to do that all the time. I know I'm looking for someone to do that for me. I got a dog. I don't got no more chickens. I got lazy of fixing up the chicken coop, and I created a nice fancy one using some resources from the dump. But yeah, I was wondering if you could fix that for me someday.
Sure.
Maybe create a new style, or yeah.
Okay.
I got another question for you. Who or what has inspired you the most along the way of your journey?
Who inspired me the most along my journey? Oh, people who inspire me the most are the people who really do it with nothing.
Oh, that sounds like me. I don't do too much myself these days. I kind of like to enjoy myself and relax and just watch people do good things, bad things, silly things, wrong things.
Yeah.
Even stealing people's inventions sometimes, and I think it's a little bit easier that way. You don't have to think too much, you know.
Yeah.
So I got another question for you. Tell me, how did you first get into your work at home or doing life, and how did you start that journey?
On my current journey, I would say I can specifically remember, building an oven in my backyard with my grandmother, because she had no bread oven. And she didn't like to use the electric oven in the house. This is one of my first memories, believe it or not. And we built an oven out of, clay and sand. We used mostly sod because it's what we had in our new house, where we had a yard. And that's one of my earliest inspirations was looking at this woman, my nonna, before nonnas were real cool. And she said, "Go get a shovel." In Italian, she said to me, "Go get a shovel." Okay, I got a shovel. And she started digging, and she started making a pile of sod. And she said, "Put this here, and put that there, and do that, do this, put it there, put it there. Go get water." And we built an oven out of the sod in the yard, right? Because we had green grass at this point. And that's one of my inspirations.
Oh, that's pretty good. Myself, I would just probably maybe make a fire and get those coals and shove it in the ground hole and wait for that groundhog hole or that groundhog to cook.
Yeah.
And that's all I would probably do it.
Yeah.
One of my greatest inventions. Another question for you. This is geared for the people that are back home and not here, not commenting. Those other kind of lazy people out there, kind of like me. If someone's watching right now and wants to follow in your footsteps, what should they know?
Well, they should know that they'll have to get used to it not being the easy path. Choosing the easy path is never the easiest way to go. It's more work in the long run. What do I want them to take away? What should people take away? I would say pay now or pay later. Do the work now, or you'll have to do it later anyway. It's much easier now.
Yeah, I would probably just. It's hard work being lazy, actually.
I'm sure.
It is. I think it's actually even harder to be lazy and then to actually say what you're saying. I think it's actually easier to do what you're doing instead of being lazy.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. And based on my experience, I tried to do work and that was pretty easy, what you were saying. But being lazy and trying to be mad sometimes and I don't get anywhere. And yeah, I think that's great advice for the people that want to follow in your footsteps. I think it's a lot easier than being lazy.
I hope it helps.
Yeah. So I got another one in regards to, it's almost related to this one, is what keeps you going on the hard days?
I don't know, what's a hard day? What's going to be a hard day? Who knows?
It could be a hard day of being lazy.
On a hard day, actually fasting.
Fasting.
Yeah, I find fasting allows me to have the energy to deal or cope with a hard day rather than the energy of digestion, which is kind of a useless energy. It's necessary, but it's not necessary in this application. I feel that fasting helps on hard days.
Oh, that's some great advice there. I think I might try that because sometimes I get tired of food and lazy and I wish they would create some new food.
Who, me?
Yeah, or anybody. Like, I'm getting tired of eating the same old every day.
You gotta do it yourself, man.
I do it myself.
Yeah. You want inspiration, you just get out the frying pan and go.
Get out the frying pan and go. You heard it there. That's the way to do it. Do it yourself.
That's
it's
right.
way better instead of being lazy like me. What's one moment where you knew you were on the right path? I think we said this before.
Oh, that's a constant question. That's daily. That's every hour I ask myself that. I'm always in constant check. I'm not perfect, but I'm always in constant check. When did I know I was on the right path? When I started doing what I was doing and it became normal to me. It became in such a way that I had confidence in doing it. So I was, I was knowing what I was doing. I was confident, and the tables turn. Once you know, you can't unknow. So that's what that is, and that's a daily thing for me.
Oh, great. So speaking of things like that, when you know something, is there something that we don't know of, some kind of mad, crazy invention that you created?
Well, no, I don't think there's. I mean, I've built a lot of manslaughter machines by accident, just in my own inventing and things like that just had to go to the scrap pile right away. And I don't think there's much else than that. I mean, really, what is there?
Oh, okay. So what are you doing with those mad inventions? Do you think I could take a look at them someday and maybe I could get those things going for you?
If you want to go through the garbage, yeah.
Sure. Why not?
I
will do that.
Lots of seconds. But also being inspired, looking around, traveling a bit, even if it's just out your door, could be in another direction. Take a different path. You'll get a different inspiration. Take a different way to school, a different way to work.
Different path. All right. That sounds like hard work. Or maybe it's easy. You just have to experience it sometimes. Well, I want to thank you, Gino, for tuning in to this segment, and we'll catch you guys all later. And that's that segment of Between Two Balls. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Gino, for participating on that one. You never know what's going to come out on that one and what's going to happen. I didn't want to be a mad inventor. I don't know what. I always feel like I need to get up,
it's pretty
do
good
something. It's hard being a character when you have to sit.
Yeah, but you're lazy, remember? You're supposed to be lazy in that chair.
Lazy, so it kind of helped a little bit. So let's let's just recap a little bit things that we shared. We shared about your culture, you growing up, other things that you do, and just want to touch base on a little bit of that baking stuff. You kind of inspired me too in doing the pizza ovens and making pizza, sourdough, things like that. You want to share a little bit about your baking experience?
Baking, yeah, sure, I do. I do want to share that. I'm a stonemason by trade. That's my actual trade. That's on paper. I'm a stonemason. So, and this is where it begins, right? So being a stonemason, as I said, I worked in bakeries my whole life, really, growing up. And I remember having wood-fired ovens in our bakery. She had 2 locations. And there was no one to repair these ovens or to service them or to maintain them. So I started doing it as a boy, just because it was Sudbury in the 1970s. It wasn't like there was a whole lot of resource for that kind of thing. So I started getting into these ovens and fixing them, even as a child, as a boy, and then I was building them, and then I was supposed to be a baker. My mother had me destined to be a baker. She was training me, and I was going to go to school and do all that and everything. And then my best friend one summer, when we were teens, broke his leg, and I had to fill in for his job. And it was his dad was a stonemason. So I started working with him. I was about 15. And I went from there. I started working on stonemasonry, and I never did look back into baking. Yeah, I was baking. I was always baking at home because, like I said, once you know, you can't unknow. You know it. So I started building ovens. I started fixing ovens, repairing ovens, always baking in the meantime. And in my profession as a stonemason, a traditional and heritage stonemason should come full circle in one's life. Meaning that when you can capitalize on your trade, never mastering it, but capitalizing on it and learning it, the oven itself, you think about the oven itself, it's always warm. The oven has to be built. The oven's built. The fuel is made for the oven. All that firewood gets made, and you have to know what you're doing there too. And then the stonemason's role, a traditional stonemason, produces the food from the oven he's built, he's created. So to me, this is full circle. Mm-hmm. It's the earth and the ground and the rocks, and they come out and they make an oven somehow by themselves. And then the fuel is burned, and that's wood. That's from the ground. It's from the land, out of the earth. And the food goes into the oven. And what's the food? The food is from the land. The wheat makes the flour, right? There's meat. There's nothing but meat out there, everywhere. There's, you name it.
Yeah, so...
vegetables, potatoes, so coming full circle into baking, yeah, I guess I'm jumping around a bit, but the truth is that it's the one constant in my life. I marry those together. Baking and ovens, they have to go together.
Okay.
Everything's an oven. Even a hole in the ground with a fire is an oven. Mm-hmm. So anything out of the ground, that's a result. That's a result. That's a positive result for that person who's doing it. Again, it's just starting to do it. Just go do it and make a mistake and be wrong at it. But do it. And I made lots of mistakes in my life. I've even had one oven collapse on me right after I built it.
Yeah.
Sure, you learn a lot of stuff from your mistakes, And
what are some things that you make in the oven?
What do I make? I make all kinds of food. I've made much pottery from the oven, eating off the pottery that I've made.
So from clay?
Clay pottery, yeah.
Clay pottery.
Yeah, single-fired, mono-fired terracotta.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not hot enough to glaze in there.
Okay.
I could if I introduced air, but it's not that kind of an oven.
Okay.
Kilns, we want to build a kiln, we can build a kiln.
Yeah.
And we can bake bread in a kiln.
Oh wow.
It's just, it's an oven, right?
Yeah.
Just don't go as high.
So you use the stuff you make.
So what? So
You
I'm
got
making.
the clay plates or
Yeah,
molds?
that's right. That's another thing that's come out of the oven, right? Flatware, plates, cutlery, not so much cups or anything, but just for some tries, some large bowls and stuff that I've made.
And then you, what do you cook in it then?
Well,
What
so
else after that?
so food, right? Obviously, all
food.
kinds of food. How I typically start the oven off in the morning. I fire up the oven again about 5:15 or so. That's my hour. That's my time right there. Start about that time in the morning, and the oven fires for a few hours depending on how cold it is outside. And I prepare everything. I mean, if I'm making bread, then my sourdough starts a few days ahead, right? 48 hours, 60 hours sometimes ahead. So I'll start that if I bake on Friday, I'll start that on a Tuesday.
Okay.
Today is a Wednesday, and
Yep.
I'm baking on this Friday, and I started the dough already
Okay.
this morning. And I prepare food. So as the oven heats up, there are some things that can go in an oven that's heating up. 200 Fahrenheit, 300 Fahrenheit. There's smaller goods that can go in an oven like that. Maybe you just want to warm up breakfast for the kids. Throw that in from yesterday. Leftovers go in the oven first.
Yeah.
First thing that goes in the oven, leftovers. Yesterday's leftovers. And then what goes in the oven is, once the oven's ready to be used, breads go in the oven. Higher heat breads and doughs go in first because they take that oven was what they call when the oven is singing. The oven it's got sharp heat to the air. And it heats 3 different ways. Yourself, conduction, convection, and radiant heat.
Mm-hmm.
We'll explain that some other day. And that's what's coming out of the oven first. Bread, high heat breads. Then lower heat breads, white breads, lighter flour breads, things that don't take as long to cook once the oven stabilizes at a certain temperature, and it'll stay there for a good amount of time, depending on the outside air temperature. And then lastly, I put in a bunch of usually meat, things that are dense, like a roast or a whole chicken or some kind of an animal, and put it in the oven, and then let the residual heat, even though I'm not firing it anymore, let that residual heat just take the food down to cooked.
Mm-hmm.
That oven stays hot enough, you can believe it. The next day, I can still bake, lower heat goods in the oven. I can even take a cast iron pan in the oven in the morning, put it in there and wait 5 or 10 minutes, and then fry eggs in that pan, just from the contact heat that's been conducted through that frying pan.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of things that are coming out of the oven. The other day it rained. I had picked beans in their pods, and they were dry, but they got surface wet. So I put them in the oven because it was a little bit warm from the day before. So my dried seeds come out of the oven too. Mm-hmm. It's also a dehydrator for me. And when there's nothing going in the oven, no food-wise, if the oven's on and I've taken something out, I'll put a few kettles of water in the oven. And then everybody has a bath later. The kids come home from school or it's the end of the day or whatever. There's the hot water ready to go. Yeah. All from a morning's labor.
So it's like, it's almost like something you use every day then.
The oven is used every day, almost every day, yes. The oven itself, and through my life I've seen this in my life. I feel as well that the oven is female.
Okay.
Like the dough that goes in the oven. The dough is female. It's feminine. You have to treat it as such. Mm-hmm. With a soft touch, right? I mean, you can't just force your way through the oven like that and make a big fire, and much of it will burn if you're not attentive to it, right? And you have to have a lot of patience. I think that's the main thing that I've learned from operating in my lifetime, is to have patience, to exercise patience if you can. So a lot of patience comes out of the oven too.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah, There's a whole thing there.
Yeah.
Just about your oven.
Oh, wait.
So I know Gino is going to be doing a lot of different techniques, and something that I'm interested in is I don't know if we could show this on the camera. Does anybody want to zoom in on this on the camera? Maybe you could.
I don't know what it might look like there.
You could showcase it for this one. I think.
Oh, yeah.
He'll put it on.
What is
yeah.
this? Well, is this seeable?
Once we get it on the camera, and there you
Okay.
go. Yep.
So that's my hand. That's a pretty greasy set of fingers there. And I'm stretching phyllo dough. If you can see
Phyllo.
it.
What's actually phyllo? dough?
Phyllo is, there's another shot of it. There's phyllo. And what's phyllo? Phyllo is dough. It's white flour dough. That's a finished product. That's a cheese, what we call burek. That's a
Burek.
cheese burek, yeah. Cheese phyllo or cheese burek. It's just a different language, burek.
Okay.
What is it? It's flour, and it's water, and it's salt, and that's it. There's a little bit of olive oil to be used later when you're stretching the dough. So the dough is mixed. It's flour, white flour, water. I use my spring water from the side of the hill
Yeah.
where
yeah.
my spring is, and a little bit of sea salt. I just have some sea salt. The flour I'm getting locally too, because I need a flour that has a high protein content to stretch.
High protein. So like the stuff you get in the store doesn't really have too much protein in it after it's processed.
No, not really. Once it's there, it's in the bag. It's done. You know.
It's done.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So that's
I'm trying to go for higher protein flour from a local person over here.
yeah. So that's a good reason to go local. I think.
Yeah. And local spring water. I'm using the spring water,
Yeah.
which is like magic. I'm telling you, it just makes the dough just like silk in your hands. It really does. So that helps. Do you need high protein flour? No, you don't. It just so happens that this has higher protein, so it's easier to work with for me.
It helps.
Yeah, it's just that I can design a dough.
Is it almost like how an egg would work?
Yes.
I guess.
For in terms of its act in baking?
Yeah.
No, what it does is it binds, and okay, so there's a gluten chain in dough,
Yeah.
right? So you got gluten. So glutens are, I'm not going to get scientific, but they have a length, and they can get longer, you know. And it's like putting two pieces of Saran wrap together. You know, they stick, right? And you can stretch them a little bit. It's kind of like that. It's just I don't want to get, like I said, too scientific because it takes a long time to explain that. But the truth is that the longer the gluten chain in that flour, in the presence of that flour, the better results you'll have in stretch. So do you want gluten? Sometimes you don't want gluten at all because you don't want something to be chewy, tough, hard, you know. But in this case, you do. You want to exercise and work as much gluten as you can out of that flour so that it's present and out and available on the surface. And so once you start with your dough and let it rest, it relaxes. And once you can bring it back up, then it gets stretched. And we start with a little 500-gram ball of dough that looks like a softball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a small little ball like what you start with.
it's about that big. And then you keep stretching it out to what you see here.
So you would stretch it to like, what would the diameter be roughly, like how it's stretched?
250-gram ball of dough will go to about a 5-foot circle.
5 foot
Yeah.
diameter, I guess.
Yeah, and
Wow.
thinner than paper.
Thinner than paper.
Yeah, you can see it's thinner than paper.
You could see, yeah, so you could
That's my hand on the underside.
kind of see right through it if you pull it up, I guess, with your hand. And then, you know, you pull out like pizza dough, you can't see your fingers, but
Right.
this one is like transparent kind of.
That's right. And this, in this instance here, I'm stretching so much. Where'd that go? I'm stretching so much that I made a hole here. You see?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. That's what I'm curious about is how do you not get a hole to come?
Holes. You have to make holes in the dough
Yeah.
because when you roll it up, it will balloon up to the point where it'll just burn and crack. and die on you.
Yeah.
You have to take the air out of that. So if you're perfect at making phyllo, you'll have to make some holes in there. I have no trouble making holes. They happen naturally.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you why too, because my hands are really rough.
Yeah.
You know, just from doing other stuff. So if I had smoother hands or smoother, like good nails, and definitely I wouldn't make so many rips and tears in the dough. You can even go thinner than that if you wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
A professional would go thinner than that.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is all new to me, phyllo. Like, I might have ate it before, but I'm not even
Yeah.
sure if I ate it before.
You typically see it in those packages in the freezer section. They're rolled up between wax paper or parchment paper. And you buy it in the grocery store freezer section.
Yeah.
And you take it out and you roll it out, and it's all done for you in sheets. It's perfect. No holes, no sweating, no nothing.
Oh, okay. No sweating.
Yeah, it's
So
really
it's a
nice.
sweaty job.
Yeah, it is. Well, you have to coax the dough,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You have to, yeah, like I said, it's, you know, you have to, the dough is female,
Yeah.
and it has to be treated as such. You just have to be very, very gentle,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, wait for it.
Yeah. Be gentle. Well, I just want to say thank you, Gino, for coming on to this podcast of Between Two
welcome.
Balls.
Thank you.
Hopefully you
It's an
enjoyed.
honor.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself.
I
and
love it.
I enjoyed myself. Learned a few things about your culture, your family,
This is
how you
cool.
grew up, and I think it was all great and dandy. And until next time, everybody, keep those balls rolling.